Greetings from India. I would like to thank Korea TESOL for providing this opportunity for presenting my thoughts on effective communication and Ramayana. I, Shravan Kumar, National Vice President of English Language Teachers Association of India, once again thank Korea TESOL and the organizers for providing this wonderful opportunity. So in my paper, I'll talk about the foundation of effective communication, 7 C's, Ramayana. I hope you all have heard the Maharshi Balmiki Ramayana, and a few tips for effective communication and question answer. However, it cannot be possible, but through chat and other my emails and YouTube channel, you can ask these questions to me. As we all know that this is a very well-known fact, which I'm going to share, is 55% is the role of body language, and 38% is of paralanguage. And apart from this, 7% is of spoken language. While speaking any word, how to speak, for this, Cutlip has given a concept of 7 C's. However, I want to mention these 7 C's can be identified and how to use it. And another important portion, which I'll let you know after this, 7% is spoken words, in which linguistic competence as well as the socio-linguistic competence play a very important role. So I was talking about Cutlip. Professor Scott M. Cutlip and Ellen H. Center from the Wisconsin University. In 1952, he has given the concept of 7 C's, in which completeness, conciseness, consideration, concreteness, courtesy, clearness, and the last one is correctness. These 7 C's he has mentioned to communicate effectively. But I want to mention that in India, Maharshi Balmiki has given this concept beforehand. I'll show you and I'll let you know how, with the help of the shloka mentioned in the Maharshi Balmiki, these 7 factors work very critically. Before I mention those 7 characters, you must know the Lord Ram, who was master communicator. And he was Bhashi. Bhashi is a Hindi word which means that the person who always speaks truth all the time. And the second one is Bhashi, the person who speaks pleasant things to hear. And I hope as a human being, we all love to hear pleasant things. And Bhashi, a person who speaks very limited as per the need. And the last one is Bhashi, the person who initiates the dialogue, the person who initiates the conversation. As you all know, the small talk plays very important role to establish a rapport or the conversation. So in the same way, Lord Rama, who was a master communicator, and it has been portrayed in the Maharshi Balmiki Ramayana. So the first thing which Cutlip has mentioned, so in the same way, Maharshi Balmiki has mentioned in his Maharshi Balmiki Ramayana, where he has mentioned Rajarshi Deva Pratimo, Tapso Shasant Vrato, Desham Kathimam Prapto Bhavanto Varvarnino. I'm not going to read this shloka because it will be difficult to understand, but here, when Ram was roaming around, I believe you are knowing this story, when Ravan has kidnapped the wife of Ram, then he was roaming from one jungle to another jungle and roaming from one place to another place. Means you can say from pillar to post. At the very same time, Sugriv, he got to know that because there was 2 other brothers, Sugriv and Bali, in the Ramayana characteristics. So where Sugriv thought that Bali has sent these 2 people to kill me. So he sends Hanuman to find out who are they, these 2 persons. So when Hanuman meets first time with the Ram and Lakshman, those who were roaming from one place to another place, he mentioned this thing. That means you both fair in complexion, resemble royal sages or gods. You appear like ascetics and pursue woes in austerity. How come you are present here? As if to frighten the animals or other creatures roaming this forest. So he tried to find out the reason, the purpose behind his visit, as well as he mentioned, and he a kind of appreciation to Ram and Lakshman. He mentioned that, and he didn't stop there. Hanuman didn't stop there. He appreciated in different way also, where he mentioned सिंह विप्रचित्तो वीरो महाबल विक्रमो शक्र चाप निभय चापे गृहीत्वा शत्रु सूदनो. I'm not going to read again, but the meaning for this particular shlok is having the gaze of a lion. Both of you are heroic in your stance. Just imagine if somebody is praising you like this, then how you are going to take that person. As each of you hold a bow resembling their own, they were having bow. So he mentioned, as each of you hold a bow resembling the rainbow, you seem to be mighty warriors, eager to annihilate the enemies with the valor of superior bulls, and your shoulders resembling elephant trunks. You look magnificent, handsome, and brilliant. No doubt you are the best among the humans. Even he mentioned your long arms and sphere-like shoulders appear as strong as iron clubs, although they deserve to be decked with ornaments. See how he is appreciating, and he is taking care. The observation skills of Hanuman when he is talking to Ram. Although they deserve, your body deserve to be decked with the ornaments, how it is they are unadorned, and how tricky he is asking the reason behind his unadorned attire also. He also mentioned, to me, you both deserve to rule the entire world, entire earth, encompassed by seas and forests and adorned with mountains like Vindhya and Meru. He appreciated that, even though Ram and Lakshman didn't say a single word. After that, he tried to find out the purpose. When we meet any person, we need to find out what to say and how to say. And second, by appreciating them, we need to understand the purpose of their visit. So in purpose, in asking that purpose, he mentions, evam ma paribhashatam kasmadai na vibhashatha sugrivo nam dharmatma kashidnar yuthupamam. So he said that, why are you silent while I'm talking? As of now, he didn't reply. So he mentioned, why are you silent? And I'm appreciating. He didn't say that he's appreciating, but he mentioned that while I'm appreciating, I'm here to apprise about a great, now he tell his purpose, because he found that Ram is not replying. Then he mentioned his purpose, that I'm here to apprise about a great and righteous warrior, Sugriva, the chief of the troop of monkeys, sadly wandering all over the land here, banished by his brother. There is a story, a short story, where Bali and Sugriv, they were two brothers, and Bali forcefully married with his brother's Sugriv's wife, and he, exiled the person that is known as Sugriv. So he said, who am I? He said, I am a monkey called Hanuman. I am here sent by great King Sugriva, the best of monkeys. He said, and even, when he is appreciating others, he is also appreciating his boss, his king, by saying, I'm here sent by great King Sugriva, the best of monkeys. Ragya Vanar Mukhyanam Hanumanam Vanara. Praptoha Prasitastin Sugrivirna Mahatmana. So he is appreciating his boss also. Here he has asked his purpose as well as asked his purpose also. Now, the first C of Cutlip, which he has mentioned, that has been also mentioned in Valmiki Ramayana, where Ram asked his brother Lakshman, the consideration. He said, Tamabhyabhasha Saumitre Sugriv Sachivam Kapita. Means, O Saumitre, O Lakshman, conqueror of enemy, conqueror of enemies, this monkey, Sugriva's minister, is skilled in friendly communication. Reply to him in words gentle and sweet. So he is instructing his brother to consider Hanuman as a friendly minister. So the consideration, the fact which Cutlip has mentioned, that we need to consider the audience before speaking, that same has been mentioned in the Valmiki Ramayana. Further, he also mentioned, means Ram also mentioned, and I would like to also mention that reading skills are really very important. That is why ELTAI has also launched a reading movement, that is India Reads, where we are trying to propagate the idea of reading effectively. Where he also mentioned, like, Nanak nan Rigved Vinitasya na Yajurved Udharem, means unless well versed in Rigved, Yajurved, and Samved, for sure it is not possible for anyone to articulate so well. That means one should always read well. One should read the books to speak properly. So while considering, Ram has also mentioned his background, that this person has read well. He's a very read, means he's a person who has read Samved, Rigved, Atharvaved, and Yajurved. So he has considered the background also, and that has been mentioned to Lakshman while mentioning this particular thing. Then the second C, that is known as completeness, he also mentioned Nunam Vyakaranam Kratyasya Manenam Bahudha Shrutam Bahu Vyavhar Tananinam Na Kinchit Shabdam Shabditam. Sorry, I'm just learning Sanskrit. This is a Sanskrit word. So he says, Ram mentioned that surely he seems to have studied well the whole of grammar, for there is not a single mispronunciation in his entire speech. So, as we mentioned that one should always present the complete word, complete sentence. The thought should be complete. In the same way, he has also mentioned, he has also considered Hanuman as a well-read person without any incomplete sentence or incomplete phrases also. Next, he also mentioned the correctness also. The another third C of Cutlip. He says, Na mukhe netra yor pavati lalate cha bhruvatas tatha. Here, he is also talking about the facial expressions, the gestures, the postures. He says, no fault can be found in his face, eyes, forehead, between the eyebrows, or any other part of his body during his expression. See, Ram has observed all these skills and telling to to Lakshman, his brother, where he's talking about the correctness, completeness of the thought, completeness of the text, and the correctness of your gesture and postures. Then he also mentioned another C, clearness, because whatever we need to speak, we should speak in a very with proper clarity. He says, Avistarma Sandhimagdam Va Limbatam Madhutam, where he mentioned that his sentences are not too elaborate, not ambiguous, not dragging, not fast, raised in the chest or throat in a medium tone, the articulation of the words, the clearness, the clarity of words, pronunciation. He said, I cannot find even a single mistake. Sentences are crisp. The as we say that sentences should be clear, accurate, brevity, short and simple. In the same way, Ram mentioned this thing in with the help of this shloka. Now he talked about another C, where he talked about conciseness, which I have already mentioned there. He says that his words are auspicious, they are refined, neither fast nor slow. His utterances captivate the heart. Means Uchcharyate kalyano vacham hridaya harinam, means his heart is being stolen by his words of Hanuman, because each and every word is so refined. The rate of speech is absolutely fine, neither fast nor slow. And the words which he has chosen are auspicious. So another word, another C, concreteness and courtesy. He also mentioned, with the help of this shloka, Anaya Chitraya Vacha, Tristhana Vyanjan Isthaya, Kasinaradhite Chitta Muddhata Sirirpipi, where he says that his colorful words flow from all three sources, bottom of his bosom, his throat, and his head. The concreteness and the courtesy, whose minds will not adore them, even if one happens to be an enemy holding a sword. He is appreciating Hanuman in front of his brother, where he is saying, you need to consider Hanuman as a well read person. He is speaking his sentences in a very complete way, with the correct utterance, as well as the pronunciation, the gestures, the postures, clarity in thoughts, as well as clarity in words. Words are very refined, the concise, and the way he is speaking, the cordial tone he's speaking is really very marvelous. He's saying, who will not adore, even if he's speaking these words in front of the enemy, that person will also adore his particular speech. And all these things are mentioned in Valmiki Ramayana, which came somewhere variously from the 5th century BC to 1st century BC. And Cutlip has given this seven seas concept in 1952. So my my idea is that the seven seas concept was not given by Cutlip, but it was given by Valmiki with the help of his text Ramayana. So at last, I would like to summarize it by saying you need to specify, you need to choose the specific words, the simple and strong words, as well as you should always emphasize on the positive words and avoid overused and obsolete words. The cliched terms should not be used by a person who is speaking. And obviously, when you are talking to a person, you should avoid gender biasness or any other biased language also. So you need to choose the words like this. And apart from this, an example, like I'll give you this example. If I ask you what is this, you can say it's a car, it's a Mercedes, it's any other thing. But if I ask, this is my kind of survey where I asked this, but by showing this picture to the engineers, they said, the mechanical engineers, so they said it's an engineering marvel. And when I asked this, the same question with the management people, they said it's a masterpiece. So see, we people like us, common people will say car, but choosing of the words is really very important, what kind of word we are using. So one needs to always communicate very effectively with the help of seven C's. Obviously, your ideas should be very confident. So whatever you are speaking, that must be checked, evaluated, and it will give a kind of an edge to enhance your confidence. And the second point is be informed. Always you need to read. Always read well. Do not flip in mobile phones or other e-resources. And the third one is always be attentive when you are listening to others. So that is all for this. If you have any question or anything to be asked, feel free to reach me at my email, kumarforshravan@gmail.com, my mobile number, with the WhatsApp, Twitter account, Facebook, or a YouTube account. Thank you, everyone, and namaste from India. Thank you, everyone.